The P-38 Lightning represented a radical departure from traditional American fighter development. With twice the power and almost twice the size of its predecessors, with 4 50-caliber machine guns plus a 20-millimeter cannon, the fork-tailed Devil was a plane for American heroes. Heroes like Clarence L. Kelly Johnson. An aircraft designer for the Lockheed Aircraft Corporation, Johnson was revered by his peers and honored by 4 presidents. Johnson's design genius led to the creation of more than 40 aircraft, many of them among the best known in the world. Although Lockheed had never built a fighter plane before, the company entrusted Johnson with new Army general specifications for a high-altitude interceptor. Johnson realized that it was time for a radical departure from conventional airframe design. He reached this conclusion because the engine he was working with, the Allison V-1710, wasn't very fast. Hence, the desire to use 2 engines. This brought Johnson to the idea of the pilot's cockpit at the center of the wing assembly, flanked by 2 booms. At first glance, it didn't seem possible that the Army would be willing to deviate so far from the mainstream course of fighter aircraft design. But the Army was well aware of their lag with respect to the European powers' aircraft. Johnson's design was accepted, and the Lightning was born. The war in the Pacific gave an established American hero an opportunity to contribute his expertise to the legend that was the Lightning. Lucky Lindy had personified the glory of American air flight ever since his fabled transatlantic crossing in 1927. In April of 1944, Lindbergh went to the Pacific War area as an advisor to the United States Army and Navy. Although he was a civilian, he flew over 50 combat missions. In the process, he developed cruise control techniques that increased the range of the P-38. In 1954, in recognition of Lindbergh's contributions to the war effort, President Dwight Eisenhower appointed Charles Lindbergh a brigadier general in the Air Force. Major Richard Bong of Poplar, Wisconsin, became the leading American ace with 40 combat victories. Just out of college, Dick Bong entered cadet training in 1941. He became a pilot and second lieutenant early in 1942. Among the first fighter pilots to arrive in Darwin, Australia in August 1942 was Lieutenant Bong. a member of the 49th Fighter Group flying P-38. Soon after his arrival, the count of his combat victories in the Southwest Pacific began. Flying cover for bombing missions, he flew every day, attacking the enemy whenever he could. By December 1944, Bong had 40 combat victories. On the afternoon of December 12, 1944, in front of a guard of honor consisting of 12 pilots, each of whom had 12 or more combat victories, General Douglas MacArthur pinned the coveted Medal of Honor on Major Richard Bong. The citation read in part, "For conspicuous gallantry in action above and beyond the call of duty in the Southwest Pacific area from 10 October to 15 November 1944. Major Bong voluntarily and at his own request engaged in repeated combat missions, including unusually hazardous sorties. Heroes like Kelly Johnson, Charles Lindbergh, and Richard Bong forged American fighter supremacy in the skies over Europe and the Pacific. And the P-38 Lightning, the fork-tailed devil, the angel in overalls, made it possible." Dawn.